Well, hello, welcome back to my channel, Life After a Brain Injury. I'm Debbie. If you very kindly watched my video from last week, which I'm hoping to publish, if you watched it, you'll see how that was a little bit anxious and cautious about whether I was going to do it, whether I was going to publish it, because I had to get my head around the editing, which I've never done before in my life. I've never worked in that field, and I was a little bit anxious about how I was going to be able to do it. So anyway, I've been editing this. Also, I was also a bit, cautious about putting my life out there on the web. So but anyway, I've decided to do it. I've been editing it this morning. I have watched loads and loads of videos on YouTube. As I've watched. I'm so annoyed because I actually did a really nice video, a couple of errors but nothing too serious just now, and I was really pleased with it, and I was fluent and it all was going well, and I thought, oh god, wow, well done. I had a look at it, and the camera's pointed to the ceiling the whole time. I mean, so now I'm trying to remember what I said, and I spent about an hour this morning editing. I did it on CapCut. I followed a few videos. In fact, I've been watching videos for months now, weeks really, about how to be a newbie on YouTube, about videos, about different people's stories out there, and nobody really mentions editing. They mention lots of things, but nobody, like the smaller channels and things, they don't really mention editing. A lot of people mention the number of subscribers they have, what their aim was, how they wanted to become monetized in the first sort of 3 months, what happened when they became monetized, but nobody ever mentions editing. So I'm just doing this on my phone, which I think is quite reasonable. Lots of people out there do it. Oh, and by the way, I realised watching editing this morning that my video isn't great with the audio. So I had planned to get a microphone anyway, but that sort of encouraged me to do that sooner rather than later. So this one will probably be the same. Anyway, yeah, I watched a lot of videos and about starting up your channel and everything, and everybody was really pushing. Not everybody, that's a lie, but a lot of people were pushing, saying, oh, how to get monetized in 10 weeks, this is what I did, this is what I did to get 1,000 subscribers, this is how I do it, this is how I would encourage you to do it. And I just think I'm not really interested in that. I'm interested in getting my story out, finding other like-minded people, especially in the UK, people who are also struggling with the same things that I'm struggling with. Perhaps we can share stories, we can share experiences, and hopefully learn something, because with this journey, which I will, I said the J word, which I promised myself I wouldn't do, I will go into how we've come to this situation later. I will give you all the details on that. But the one thing that I found during this experience is how alone you feel, and how very few people that sit in your inner circles and out there seem to be aware of the life you're living. And also everything that I found to help Stuart and to help me along the way has been word of mouth. Has been chance, there's been just a one-off interaction with somebody, and then you find information out, which is great, but it's been such a slow plod finding all this. So I'm hoping that I can help people, and sharing what I know and what we've done and how to make our life a bit easier, but also it could still be a lot easier. So gaining that information from other people is the reason that I want to do that. I want to do this, not because I want to get 10,000 subscribers and earn $100,000 a year, as a lot of them keep saying. I'm not interested in that. If we earn money out of this, that's an added bonus. If not, but I do build up a nice community. That's all I'm really interested in. The other thing that I found really encouraging on here were the number of over 50s that were on YouTube, and there seems to be a bit of an explosion in the last 5 years, I think, of retirees who are on YouTube. They've all got a different story to tell about their retirement, about their life, and it's really, really interesting. And I'm 60, so it's really encouraging to see other people similar age to me putting themselves out there, and the fact that they are getting people, they're getting viewers and subscribers. That's really nice. So it just goes to show that there's a market for that out there. So that's really lovely, and that sort of encouraged me. So but going back to the editing, I just wondered, what do you use? The smaller channels out there, what are you using to edit? Any advice? I mean, I've done my edit and it was very basic, but I did it and I'm very pleased with myself. Now, if I can just get it downloaded, I'm having problems downloading it from CapCut. I don't know why. It's having problems uploading it straight to YouTube. Again, I don't know why, and it's a bit frustrating. So I might take a break from that now and have a coffee and do something else. But anyway, I would like to hear from you about your editing experience, or lack thereof, or any advice or tips would be great. So today's Saturday. I'm going to go and get Stuart this afternoon and I'm going to bring him home. So as I said before, Stuart and I don't live together. He lives in a care home, which is about half an hour away. So it's about an hour's round trip for me to go and get him, transfer him into his lightweight wheelchair, because his big wheelchair is just way too, well, it doesn't fold, so it would never go in my car. So transfer him to that and bring him back. So, and then do the same in reverse when I take him back in time for his tea tonight. So we will just, he's got a nice comfy chair that he sits on, recliner. He watches a bit of telly, we have a coffee and a cake, we chat about stuff. He likes watching funny films. His eyesight's not great, so there's a lot of films where it's very dark, and he struggles to see what's going on. So, but I try and put some feel-good films on for him. He likes to watch that, so we just sit and do that, chat, have a chat and stuff, and then I take him back this evening. Stuart doesn't stay overnight, and I try and bring back as often as I can. He loves coming home. One of the reasons that he doesn't stay overnight is because of logistics. I don't have a bed that's suitable for him. He really needs a hospital bed because it's got a waterproof mattress. Obviously, Stuart has mobility issues, so those beds raise and go up and down for people getting in and out of bed when they've got mobility issues. They are huge, so I don't know where to put it. I mean, I could put it in this room that I'm in now because it's downstairs, but where would all this crap go? It's got to go somewhere. So, and also the other thing is that it would be hard work for me. Stuart would need to be checked a couple of times during the night, and it's hard work, and so therein lies the guilt that I don't bring Stuart home for overnight visits. And the common thread of these videos will probably be guilt. I live with a lot of guilt about mine and Stuart's situation. I guilt trip myself about not doing enough for him, my lack of patience with him, because our conversations are very repetitive and I can get quite snappy with him. I feel guilty about the fact that Stuart doesn't live with me, that he lives in a care home, and I see other people who have their loved ones at home, and I just, racked with guilt about that all the time. But I have the full support of my family, of our kids, with that. I'm not doing anything that they aren't happy with. So, and it doesn't matter how many times people tell me not to feel guilty, that this is the best situation, I still do. That's life, isn't it? I will, of course, tell you about why and how we got here later on, and what happened for us to be in this situation now. and I'll tell you lots of other things as well. And when Stuart comes back this afternoon, I will show you the equipment I use. I'll show you his lightweight wheelchair that I bought, and how we transfer him from the wheelchair into his comfy chair. So I'll show you all that when he's here this afternoon. So yeah, so I will see you later when he is here and on his throne, so to speak. See you later. Right, so we're back home now, and this is the equipment that I bought a few years ago now. Rotunda standing frame, and it's what I use to get Stuart in and out of his wheelchair and into the comfy chair that he's sitting in now. Got his feet up, telly's about to go on, kettle is on for a coffee and a cake, so I use that. I don't know whether I'd have been entitled to this free. Stuart says of course, but again, because he doesn't live with me, I don't know, whether I could, but anyway, I bought it. I think it was about £150, and I use it every time Stuart comes home. It's very big and bulky though, and I always struggle to know where to put it when I'm not using it. This is the lightweight Stuart wheelchair that I use when Stuart's coming home or we're going out about. As I said earlier, it's not the most comfortable for Stuart for any length of time, but it's great for me. It's really lightweight. I can so dead easy to fold up, and when I get it in and out of the car, I can literally do it with one. I'm not doing it now with one hand because I'm holding the camera, but I can do it. I could do it with one hand. It's so light. I'm not really giving a very good impression of it because it's awkward, but it is really light. This cost £500, and I will too much. Yeah, well, it's National Health Chair, NHS chair. Is too big and bulky for me to get in the car. It just weighed so much. So I got that, and also it doesn't take up much space in the boot of the car. So that's some of the equipment that we use. That's probably it for at home, really. The rest is just brutal strength, isn't it? Of course, yeah. Okay, so you're a very brutal force. Right. Okay, so yeah, so just gonna make us a cup of coffee, put a nice film on, and sit and relax. Well, I'm back from taking Stuart back to the care home, and I've got my glass of wine again, which I'm aware I finished last week's video with as well, so who knows, I have to force myself to have a glass of wine now at the end of my videos, and that will be my thing. I'm going to probably only post a video once a week. I sort of don't really want to say I'm going to post every Sunday morning at 9 o'clock. I'm not going to be able to do that. I know that you can schedule videos, but there's a lot of other things to take into consideration. So I probably will post every weekend, but I'm not going to guarantee it being a Saturday or Sunday, and sometimes it might even be a Monday because, things happen, don't they? And I do have other things going on in life apart from Stuart, although he keeps me pretty busy. I also have other stuff going on too. So yeah, so I'm going to finish now, and I'll put this one up next weekend, Saturday or Sunday, who knows. And I hope you enjoyed it. Next week I will talk about why we've got into this situation, what happened when Stuart had his brain injury. It's a long story, these things always are, aren't they? And I can't guarantee that I won't get emotional because that's what I'm like. So I'll probably do it break it down a bit. But I think next week I'll talk about the first month, if nothing else, of what happened, where we were, and all of that sort of stuff, because it's been a long old journey again with this, and the setbacks have been quite big and things. So, you know, it's been slow. So anyway, I will share next week what happened to Stuart, what caused his brain injury, and first month or so in recovery. So I hope you'll join me then. In the meantime, cheers and have a good week. Bye.